Free Dog made this one.
Yeah. Oh!
Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
See?
He helped me understand business on a different level because I'm seeing him go from his independence to then becoming Puff Daddy. You know what I'm saying? And I got a front row seat looking at that. Thank God that I had that experience, you know what I'm saying?
So this Diddy situation is getting more disturbing by the minute, and now Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, is back with more shocking revelations about Diddy's alleged relationship with Usher, claiming that Diddy did something to Usher that put Usher in a hospital. Usher is believed to be one of the men mentioned in the latest lawsuit against Diddy, filed by his former producer, Rodney Jones, who claims Diddy bragged about sleeping with multiple industry men. But this isn't just about Diddy and Usher's preferences. The story is much darker because Usher was sent to live with Diddy at the so-called Puffy Flavor Camp when he was just starting out in the music business. What's strange is that when Usher was asked about Puffy Flavor Camp back in 2016, he claimed he would never send his own sons there. However, when he appeared on Club Shay Shay last month, he praised Diddy and claimed Puffy Flavor Camps was the best experience. And this prompted Gene Deal to call out Usher for protecting Diddy. However, a lot of people are now saying Gene is equally guilty for standing by and letting Diddy do God knows what to Usher. But that's not all. Just days after this new lawsuit against Diddy dropped, Usher jetted off to Bali to visit none other than Russell Simmons, who supposedly escaped to Indonesia to avoid extradition to the US over alleged S crimes. So, what's going on here? What did Gene Deal witness Diddy do to Usher, and why is Usher now hanging out with Russell Simmons? Let's break it down.
You said that, I know you can't go into detail, but you said that it was a situation where Diddy sent him to the hospital?
Let Usher explain that to you. Let Usher mama explain that to you.
The notorious Puffy Flavor Camp is back in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons, and this time Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal is claiming that during Usher's time at the Flavor Camp, Diddy allegedly put him in hospital. All kinds of disturbing rumors have been flying around about Diddy's Flavor Camp, from Diddy supposedly letting older women engage in questionable activities with Usher to claims that Diddy himself did something to him. Usher landed in the heart of Diddy's bad boy crew, making him the youngest member there. Here he is at age 15, arriving with Diddy at the 1995 Soul Train Awards. And then a few years back, this video surfaced of Diddy telling Kevin Hart he used to wake up with Usher in the same bed and wrestle.
I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the f did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live.
Now fast forward to 2016, when Usher talked to Howard Stern about Puffy Flavor Camp, and it looked like he was still trying to process whatever happened to him there.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand.
However, when Usher appeared on Club Shay Shay last month, he completely changed the narrative, praising Diddy and claiming that Puffy Flavor Camp was one of the best experiences of his life.
I don't think I would be the artist that I am today without the experiences that I had in New York City. But so great to have had those experiences because, one, I didn't have a big brother and my dad wasn't there in my life as a kid. So all these experiences just readied me for life. So greater than just being an artist, that man helped me understand life. He helped me understand what it was to be an artist. He helped me understand what it was to be passionate about something. He helped me understand culture. He helped me understand business on a different level, because I'm seeing him go from his independence to then becoming Puff Daddy. You know what I'm saying? And I got a front row seat looking at that.
But if this was such a great experience for Usher, why did he tell Howard Stern that he would never send his sons to live with Diddy? And how come now that all these disturbing allegations about Diddy are flooding the headlines, Usher suddenly decided to talk about Puffy Flavor Camp again? Now, this latest lawsuit against Diddy, filed by Rodney Jones, doesn't mention Usher by name. However, some of the names are redacted, and the footnotes provide enough clues to figure out their identity. According to Jones, Diddy tried to pressure him into a compromising situation by claiming he had engaged in physical realty with rapper Redacted, R&B singer Redacted, and Stevie J. And then the footnote for the R&B singer says, performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. To be clear, Jones didn't accuse Usher of any wrongdoing. However, it seems he purposefully included him in the lawsuit, possibly to trigger more investigation into Diddy's past actions at Puffy Flavor Camp. At what these actions might have been, because Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal made a comeback on The Art of Dialogue and made some seriously disturbing allegations about what Diddy allegedly did to Usher. According to Gene, he witnessed Usher being taken to a hospital after Diddy did something to him. Gene also said it upset him when Usher praised Diddy on Club Shay Shay, because they both know what Diddy did to him was wrong.
The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now, I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you gonna give him a pass? Bro, you know I know.
Gene then suggested that Usher's mom also knows what happened, and he urged Usher to speak out.
Because you taking up for somebody that you know, and a lot of more people know, didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp. And he said, yo, would you send your son to Diddy camp? And Usher said, no. Ask him why he won't send him to Diddy camp. But yet and still you praise him.
Damn, man, and you said that, I know you can't go into detail, but you said that it was a situation where Diddy sent him to the hospital?
Let Usher explain that to you. Let Usher mama explain that to you. And the hospital was in Scarsdale, New York.
Now, if this is true and Gene witnessed it, wouldn't that make him an accomplice? It's no wonder fans are frustrated with Gene going on this interview spree now that Diddy is getting exposed. As for Usher, maybe he doesn't want anyone to know any of this, and he shouldn't be pressured to speak, especially if we're talking about some seriously traumatic experience. However, you do have to wonder what made Usher praise Diddy in that Club Shay Shay interview and describe Puffy Flavor Camp as one of the greatest experiences. He could have easily refused to touch that topic. After all, we can assume all the Club Shay Shay questions are approved beforehand. So what was Usher's agenda behind praising Diddy amid all these allegations? Well, some fans are now speculating that even though Usher may have been a victim, perhaps later down the road he became an accomplice. And the reason people are saying this is because just days after Rodney Jones dropped his bombshell lawsuit against Diddy, Usher flew to Bali, and it looks like he's now hanging out with Russell Simmons at his yoga retreat center. Now, Russell has a whole wagon of disturbing allegations attached to his name, and it's widely speculated decided that he moved to Bali because Indonesia doesn't have an extradition treaty with the US. Fans are now saying something is definitely off here because it seems Usher wants people to see him with Russell.
Russell Wendell Simmons, who does not understand the word no and who allegedly likes underage women. He's currently hiding out in Bali. After the Super Bowl, did we fire the whole PR team? You'll also remember that there is another lawsuit that just came forward about Mr. Sean Diddy, Papa Diddy Pop guy. And in there, it is mentioned that a R&B singer who just performed at the Super Bowl was on Papa Diddy Pop's yacht with underage kids. Be in Bali. And to be in Bali with Russell Wendell. And to post this picture after what happened last week is like, are you and Meek Mill, are y'all talking? Have y'all blocked y'all's publicists? Like, what?
So Russell has been sharing a bunch of photos and videos over the past few days, and Usher is clearly not trying to hide that he's hanging out with a man accused of multiple S crimes. But Russell didn't stop at just sharing photos. He also gushed about Usher in several Instagram posts, saying, "When I was at the lowest point in my life, I woke up and this man was sitting by my bed. I had known Usher since he was a kid, but we really bonded because of our mutual love for self-discovery and our belief in yogic science as a direct route to realizing God's consciousness in ourselves. People remember this. A friend walks in when others walk out. I will never forget the generosity of spirit I witnessed in this man." So yeah, something is off here and people are now looking at Usher sideways, wondering if he really went from being a victim to a perpetrator. Usher taking pics with Russell Simmons and making them public was definitely a choice, one fan said. No way he's oblivious to those allegations and why he's in Bali. And another person wrote, Usher going to Bali to hang out with Russell Simmons during this time is a choice. He's complicit AF and his silence around Diddy is another indicator. But what's your take on Gene Deal's claims about Usher and Diddy? And do you think Usher going to Bali to stay with Russell Simmons means he could be complicit?
I can tell you what it feel like. First so